All right. Well, we did it. 7 days, 100,000 in profit. What else can we say? This video is going to show you the full broker statements so you can see the reality of it. It's going to show you the education behind why I did it, just so you don't think it was a flip of a coin and a fluke win. You're going to see the thousands of other traders who are able to do it alongside me, some of them making even more. And you're going to see exactly how I'm able to afford such a free lifestyle. All I need is Wi-Fi, and I can press some buttons with a good understanding of the market and extract wealth from the markets. I don't know why anybody, after hearing these things, especially with the transparency I'm about to show you, would not attempt a career in trading, but I urge you to. My whole goal of this YouTube channel is to get more people into trading and more people to understand the freedom that it truly can grant you. Everyone goes for the money, but it's truly the freedom that I get. I'm just in a canal in Amsterdam, hanging out on a boat. I'm living on a boat right now. All I need is Wi-Fi, and I can live this lifestyle forever. I've made some pretty bold claims, so here's the proof. These are the last 7-day time-stamped results of my P&L to prove to you that it was real. So here it is, my Binance account from August 2nd with 187,000 in total asset values. And then by August 8th, I have almost 293. So almost 187 grand to 300 grand in 7 days. So there's the proof of that. Another thing to note that this isn't obviously my total portfolio. The way I operate my Binance account is that I'll trade futures. Anything that goes above 100 grand, I'll move immediately. I'll move immediately into spot. And then once it's moved into spot, I will then buy Bitcoin or any cold asset I want and then move it off exchange and then have the custodial rights to it. Because there's no point anymore because of the tailwind risk of a firm going insolvent. There's no point to keep all of your assets on exchange. And honestly, you only need about 100,000 in liquidity in futures to really make good money. Anything above that, I think, is way too much because of the amount of leverage we're offered. 100 grand can turn into $1 million on 10x. That's all you need. And if you think $1 million's not enough to trade with, well, you got some pretty high standards, friend. But let's go into this. First thing I want to show you too is transfers. You can see that all my transfers this week, like I just said, I transferred from futures to fiat, about 70,000 in total. And then you can see here's the futures P&L analysis with about $70,000 in profit in the last 7 days. So we've had about 70,000 in profit off of futures, and then 30 to 40,000 on spot, which is, you easily see it here in the asset accumulation. So no deposits were made to increase this asset given the transfer portfolio. Here's the futures analysis, and then here is the full transparent P&L for the last 7 days. So it's been great. And the next video I'll make will probably be, made 200 grand in 7 days. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to move all of this off exchange soon. I haven't bought anything with it yet, so probably going to buy Bitcoin. I have a TWAP operating right now, but I digress. Let's move on. All right, decided to film somewhere else. The cafe was a bit too loud, but here is further proof that this wasn't just a one-time flip of a coin fluke opportunity where I made 100 grand. This was a time where we knew the market was going to move, and I want to cement this idea by showing you hundreds of our members that did this alongside us. It's not just me making this. I'm not just making this under the table, not telling anyone to do these things. I'm getting every single person who backs and has confidence in my bias to join with me. And you can see several people, $1,000 on the day. MJ, $20,000 in 7 days. It's incredible. And we have Rick up here. If you can go through these and just see all these problems. You have Rick up here. Rick's almost pulling $1 million. Now, this is a few months. I think this is about a month and a half for our ETH position, but he's up $750,000. And let's just keep scrolling. People are making thousands of dollars every single day. This isn't a fluke opportunity. You don't just randomly make 100 grand in 7 days. You're going to learn why I did it, and I'm going to show you in just a second, but this needs to further cement this idea. I mean, we're not even a week back. This is only August 5th, so we can just keep scrolling. It's going to take us a while. Here we go, and then you can see people absolutely killing it day after day. And I really want to change how people think about trading groups, because I have one of the largest ones in the space, and my following's not that big. So most people don't, associate me with having a big group, but I have one of the largest groups because people don't leave it. I've had people here for 6+ years now, and it's one of the most transparent groups that you'll ever find, every loss, every win, everything I do, every time I buy, every time I sell, every time I trim, and updates on the market every single day. More information on that at the end. Now we're going to show you, to cement further evidence that I was positioning myself in real time and others. I'm just going to show you my channel, exactly what these people pay for and what they got over the last week. That ended up being a massive week for myself and many others. The first thing, on August 2nd, I reinforced this idea saying, come on, these are so clean, no bear should be here. Most people are being bearish during this period. I showed a chart of Litecoin bouncing off its H4 200 Playbit EMA, and I said ETH is almost at its H4 200. This will decide a lot. And then boom, there we go. And of course, you guys know exactly what I did during this period. Started buying. Here's a picture of me buying $50,000 worth of ETH on that single day. And not only am I going to tell you exactly what I think the market's going to do, I'm going to reinforce that you need to keep listening. You need to keep your foundation. Some people that run paid groups will, like, they'll make a profit on a position, or a position will be in profit, and then they'll tell their people, take profit when you want. Not me. I'm going to tell you to keep holding, because so many people have lost so many returns by selling early, which is a crazy theory. Selling early, I'm collecting a profit. No. The seasoned trader knows to hold on to winners longer, and I made sure to do this on August 3rd. I said, if you were bearish, you're scared. My sentiment hasn't changed. What more could you ask for? And then you can see this. I say this is going to be the bottom for Chainlink right here. If you missed the Sunday stream, I do upload later, and I'll post some clips of that in a bit. But I go over on live stream. Here's the Litecoin I just talked about. Here's a plus, 11%, too clean. And then again, here's the ETH I just showed you, plus 10%. I'm telling people at the exact bottom to not do this. And here again, I give you a position update on Algorand at 25 cents. And then boom, Litecoin just made a 30% move. So that, that's another $10,000 in profit I had there. Few NQ positions that don't matter in here. NQ. This is all crypto video today. Here's me showing NQ bouncing off the H4 200 because it works consistently. And then here we go. ETH up plus 13% from our buys, not selling anything here. And here's Link up 8% from the buys, not selling anything there. And here's me starting to trim August 7th. I start to take small profits. So I took $11,000 profit that day. Started to buy some ETC, which is a huge position that made me good profit. Here's Link, massive bounce from the lows. Again, just continue to reinforce this idea that you shouldn't be selling these moves. These dips are opportunities. I will always tell you when a dip is for selling, when a dip is for opportunity for you to be buying. Reinforcing the idea that I'm stacking AVAX, teaching people how to TWAP because it's the best way to get into the market if you're unsure about what's going to happen. Here's another day, August 8th. I take another 10. I'm making about $10,000 to $15,000 a day at this point, and I'm just taking profit, slowly building the account. I filmed a whole video on why ETC is going to be such a massive position, reinforcing. All right, look at this. The breakout. I explain. I'm not going to show you the whole thing here, but of course you understand. A Link, boom, TP plus 30% return, and I sell quarter of the position, making another massive return. ETC up 10%. So this should reinforce the idea. Me in Amsterdam on the boat here the day after, another $12,000 profit. I keep realizing this, putting it into Bitcoin immediately. Boom, ETC, there's the profit, and then there's another $10,000 P&L. So that's everything my members got. That's everything that I told people to do during that week span. So I showed you the broker statements, which is irrefutable. If you don't like that, fair. I then showed you all my members making profit alongside me to further prove it. If you don't like that, fine. Now I'm showing you time-stamped evidence of everything I said to do before it happened and making the profit. If none of that makes you happy and you still don't believe that I made 100,000 in 7 days, fine. Click off the video now. But let's continue so I can teach you why I did those things. Okay, so this is how I did it and why I started buying and inevitably make this profit. So one thing I want to show you before I go into the analysis is I even reinforced this idea on August 6th. I did a whole crypto stream. It's 30 minutes long, but I was talking about why I think ETH is one of the easiest bets. And let's see, what ETH was trading at 3,660. ETH is currently trading at somewhere above 4,000. Yeah, 4,200. So you can see the analysis on the screen here. And then you can see the analysis that was, let's just go right here so you can see them both. right? There it is. And I'm screaming that this is like guaranteed to go to all-time high eventually, but above 4,000. And then you can see that's above that now. And this isn't that far. Today's August 10th. This was August 6th. This is only 4 days of time. So every single day that you're wasting not being involved in the markets is opportunity cost that's eating away at you. But nonetheless, let's go into why I wanted to start buying more and more. So many people were getting bearish, and I want to prove a lot of them, kind of wrong and almost like idiots why they were doing this. I didn't really understand it at all. Why a lot of them were getting bearish. It didn't make sense. But let's go into this very fast. A few things. The screen you're looking at right now, or the chart you're looking at right now, is a chart called Tether Dominance. Now, one of the main things that happened here was back in June, we had a massive weekly fair value gap get tapped by Tether, so tap into this gap and then dropped, right? And this drops a little over 20%. This was a massive bull run. We caught this whole thing. And then we started selling down here, like, let's wait for the next circumstance, for the next scenario to help us at least believe that the market's gonna go bullish again. And then look right here, this is where we saw it for a second time. Weekly candle into weekly fair value gap close, and then the next weekly candle completely engulfs it. Look, I mean, it's perfect. Massive down candle, continuation, massive down candle, and I expect continuation here. We can also go to the daily, and I can show you some pretty significant setups here. Not only this, like, it was the daily was trading into a gap, and the daily was getting very close to it. It's daily EMA. We had a daily ILM right here. So this was telling me that Tether dominance is likely to go lower. If Tether is going to decrease its market cap relation to all alts and main cryptocurrencies, so layer ones, most likely an alt run is going to happen, or at least a crypto run in general. The alt run came as a subsidiary from Bitcoin dominance dropping so far. And this is the big thing I want to talk about next, was not only did Tether help me understand that Bitcoin and ETH was all going to go up, but Bitcoin dominance having a picture perfect. I love this. It was so easy. It was like guaranteed money. Picture perfect retest of the daily EMA. And then since then, that was August 3rd. Go back. The entries I took were on August 3rd. And then a fucking 5% drop on Bitcoin. Like, this is why I started buying. And not only this, ETH had a picture perfect H4 PBEMA retest. So it hit its fair value. A lot of people are like, oh my God, ETH fell 15%. It's all over. That's the top. We hear it every time. The majority is always wrong on what the market's going to do. Always, always wrong. Whatever you see everyone saying on Twitter, it's typically not going to happen. I was the one outlier that was like, this is when we buy. And putting my money where my mouth is. I was 50,000 here, 50,000 there, 50,000 there. Just kept buying in. And you can see ETH now up fucking 25% since then. So that's another huge reason why I got in. There's a few alts which were very easy to buy. Algorand was easy to buy. A daily EMA retest here. One of my favorites, and still one of my favorites to continue, is ETC. ETC, perfect daily EMA retest. And this goes into conjunction with ETH. ENS, very similar. Link, Chainlink was a bottom we got. We bought it down here. Chainlink now up 37%. So fucking amazing that all of these did exactly what we wanted. The majority of the sentiment was, look, Congress is passing crypto regulation. Donald Trump just passed regulation on crypto and crypto being allowed in retirement accounts and 401ks. That opens up a massive amount of liquidity. Firms like BlackRock, SpecX, sorry, it's not SpecX, I forget what it is, but they had a massive ETH treasury. Tesla, Apple, etc. All these companies, Squarespace, XYZ, opening up new ETH and Bitcoin treasuries. MicroStrategy continuing to buy more and more. Coinbase hitting all-time highs. Coinbase revenue hitting all-time highs. Like, everything was bullish for crypto. Every sentiment you would have wanted, whether it was fundamentals, whether it was political, whether it was technicals, whether it was TradFi following it, whether it was institutional buying, whatever you wanted it to be, it was happening. And even if you aren't able to find this evidence yourself, that's why people are in my group, is because I find it. My whole job is to do this. You need someone who's actively in the markets this much to be able to find these opportunities. So that's exactly why I was able to do it. And that's all the exact reasons, from technicals to fundamentals to political, of why we risked on. And I risked even more. I mean, I have to press the gas. One huge piece of advice for a lot of new traders is press the gas when you have all confluences ready for one asymmetrical bet. You have to, because not all trades should be deemed the same. Some trades are a lot better. They have a lot more behind them. They have social sentiment. They have the technicals. They have fundamentals. Like all their unlock dates are gone. There's no more liquidity left. Like short squeezes imminent. If you have all those, you need to bet more. So I obviously bet a lot more this week than I'm used to doing because I knew that this is the time to increase the risk, and it worked out very well. All right, boys, that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, you enjoyed the content I had, the lessons, the education, the transparency, there's really no one else doing it like this in the space, and the few that are, massive respect to them, because this space has been quite contaminated with poor actors, the selling of false dreams and false realities of trading. Trading is hard. Do not get it twisted, but it becomes easier the longer you do it. My sole job with this YouTube channel is to keep more of you here trading longer so you can eventually benefit from the fruits of the labor that you put in the years before. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a doctor 8 years even to get into the residency program, so don't expect to make trading work the first week. See you guys later. I'm enjoy Amsterdam, and maybe I'll see you guys in a new country. Peace.
Maybe I'm in last place, but maybe I'm next. Maybe I'm on top, maybe I'm at the bottom. Maybe I missed out, maybe I got him. Maybe I had no attempts, and maybe I shot him.